Have you ever just grabbed, say, a seedless watermelon or maybe a bag of grapes and just thought, wow, this is easy?
Oh yeah, super convenient.
It really is, isn't it? But what if that ease, that perfect fruit, actually hides something? Well, something deeper. A story that's making farmers right now feel pretty uneasy.
Hmm.
We're going to dig into this silent shift happening in our food system. It's partly driven by things like seedless fruit, and it's causing real concern for the people growing our food. You know, for thousands of years, seeds weren't just for planting.
No, they were everything.
Exactly, a lifeline,
Right.
symbolizing life, resilience,
Yeah.
a legacy even.
Right. And our mission today really is to unpack how something seemingly simple, like a seedless grape, actually points to this huge, troubling shift. It's about engineering nature, yes, but it's also become a massive power struggle over control.
Control of our food.
Precisely.
Yeah.
This isn't just about your afternoon snack. It's way bigger. It's a battle over the very foundations of how we farm.
So what's the bottom line here? We're exploring this tangled web connecting seedless fruits, corporate control, patents, and what it all means for the future of farming. Our sources are showing that this whole situation has farmers worldwide, well, really grappling with things as of July 12th, 2025.
It's a critical moment.
Okay, so let's start with that appeal, the convenience factor. Seedless watermelon on a hot day, grapes without pits. We love it. But it's important to get this straight. These aren't always the high-tech GMOs people imagine.
That's a really key point. A lot of this is actually clever horticulture, sometimes quite old school stuff.
Like what?
Well, take navel oranges. Every single one you eat. It's basically a clone. Genetically identical, all traced back to one single branch found in Brazil way back in the 1800s.
Wow, okay.
And seedless watermelons. Often they're bred using cross-pollination methods. It's kind of like breeding a mule from a horse and a donkey. The offspring, the watermelon, is sterile. It can't make seeds that grow.
Huh. So horticultural tricks, mostly.
Initially, yes. But, this drive for perfection or control did lead down some more concerning paths. It paved the way for ideas like genetic use restriction technology, GRT.
That sounds ominous.
Got a nickname, Terminator technology.
Right, I've heard of that.
Yeah. The idea was seeds that would only work for one harvest. They'd be sterile after that. Now, it was pitched as a safety measure, to keep engineered traits contained.
But farmers saw it differently.
Oh, absolutely. They saw it as a trap, a dead end. You buy the seeds, you get one crop, and then you have to buy more next year. It hints at that deeper desire for control we were talking about, something that's still very relevant today, July 12th, 2025.
Which brings us to this huge point, the end of a tradition that's, what, 12,000 years old?
It's staggering when you think about it.
For all that time, agriculture was fueled by saved seeds. Farmers would pick the best plants, the strongest, the tastiest, and save those seeds, generation after generation.
And that created this incredible, decentralized, global seed bank. Huge diversity. It's like a natural insurance policy against pests, against climate shifts.
And it meant independence for the farmer.
Completely. That ability to save and replant, it defined farming. But then things started to change, subtly at first, maybe in the 20th century, with hybrid seeds.
Hybrids, right. They offered better yields sometimes.
Often, yes. But the seeds from those hybrid plants, they were usually weak or didn't grow true to type, so farmers started getting nudged, gently, towards buying new seeds each year. That was kind of the first crack.
The first step away from that independence.
You could say that. And then you connect that to the idea of Terminator technology, even though it was officially shelved. It represents a total break. It makes seed saving impossible.
So the farmer goes from being a steward, someone looking after the land and the seeds,
To basically being a renter, completely reliant on corporations for the seeds they need every single year. As of today, July 12th, 2025, that shift breaks what many see as, a secret bond.
Okay, but you said Terminator was shelved. Monsanto put it on hold back in 1999 because people were, understandably, really upset.
They did. Huge public outcry. But the issue of control didn't just vanish. It morphed
How so?
into patents, intellectual property. This is where it gets really, really complex and, frankly, quite powerful.
So instead of sterile seeds, it's contracts and legal rights.
Exactly. Companies like Bayer, which now owns Monsanto, they patent their genetically modified corn or soy, whatever it is. They essentially patent life forms.
And the contracts.
The contracts farmers have to sign explicitly ban them from saving seeds from their harvest. You buy the seed, you grow the crop, but you cannot save those seeds to replant. You must Buy new seeds next year. It locks them in.
And they enforce this. It's not just on paper.
Oh, absolutely enforced. Our sources show Monsanto, for example, filed something like 144 lawsuits just in the U.S. between the 90s and 2013. Targeting farmers they accused of breaking these rules.
Wow. They had seed police.
That's what they were sometimes called, yeah, investigating farmers. It got very serious.
There was that famous case, right? Percy Schmeiser.
Ah, yes, Percy Schmeiser, a classic, stark example from back in 1997. He was a Canadian canola farmer.
What happened?
He was sued by Monsanto because their patented GM canola was found growing on his fields. He argued it blew in from neighboring farms, that he didn't plant it intentionally.
Seems plausible.
Right. But the case went all the way to Canada's Supreme Court. And the court ruled that even though he didn't intentionally plant it or profit from it, just having the patented plants growing on his land constituted infringement.
That's incredible.
It sent shockwaves. For many farmers, it felt like they didn't even fully own their land anymore or control what grew on it.
Yeah.
And that reality, that power dynamic set by patents, it's still tightening its grip today, July 12th, 2025.
And this isn't just about the farmer's bottom line or their independence, is it? There are bigger ecological costs we haven't even touched on.
Huge costs. This whole system, pushing patented, uniform seeds, it leads directly to monocultures, vast fields of genetically identical plants.
Which sounds efficient, maybe, but
But it wipes out biodiversity, and that creates enormous risk. If a particular pest or disease comes along that this one variety is susceptible to, it can just tear through everything.
have we seen that happen?
We have. Think about the 2024 Midwest corn blight. USDA data showed it hit something like 30% of those uniform fields really hard, wiped out a huge chunk of the harvest. That's the danger of putting all your eggs in one genetic basket.
Okay, what else?
Well, then you've got the crops engineered to work with specific herbicides, like Roundup-ready crops tolerating glyphosate.
Right, very common.
Super common. But the heavy reliance on glyphosate has led to the rise of superweeds, weeds that are now resistant to it,
So farmers have to use more chemicals.
or different ones.
Exactly, becomes an escalating chemical treadmill. And all those chemicals, they end up in the soil and the water. It's a serious pollution issue.
And pollinators. I feel like I hear about bees all the time. You should be. It's critical. These large monocultures, often treated with pesticides, they're terrible habitats for pollinators like bees. One study we looked at, C et al. From 2025, points to a 40% decline in bee populations just since the year 2000.
40%, that's huge.
It's devastating. So, yeah, these sterile fields, lacking diversity, they really do mirror the sterile seeds in a way. It's a threat to the whole ecosystem as of July 12th, 2025.
Okay, so we have dependency, legal issues, ecological damage.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the companies themselves, the corporate side.
Right. The market consolidation is, well, it's intense. Get this. Just 4 massive companies, Bayer, Corteva, Syngenta, and BASF, now control about 60% of the entire global seed market. That's according to the ETC Group's 2025 data.
4 companies, 60%.
60%. And these aren't just seed companies, remember. They're agrochemical giants. They sell the seeds and the chemicals designed to go with them.
So they basically set the rules.
Pretty much. They dictate prices, they influence what gets researched and developed, they set the terms farmers have to follow, and let's be honest, their main driver is often profit, not necessarily long-term sustainability or farmer well-being.
So for the farmer on the ground, what does that feel like day to day?
It feels like pressure. Constantly rising costs for seeds, for chemicals, the need to comply with really complex contracts, and always hanging over them is the risk of debt, one bad harvest due to weather, or a dip in market prices, and they could be in serious trouble.
And that seedless fruit metaphor comes back.
It really does. That fruit, unable to reproduce itself, unable to self-sustain, it mirrors the situation many farmers find themselves in. Dependent, unable to sustain their own independence. That stranglehold, as of July 12th, 2025, it haunts farmers' nights.
It sounds pretty bleak, but surely there's pushback, resistance.
Oh, absolutely. There are definite seeds of hope, if you'll pardon the pun.
Please do.
We're seeing growing resistance movements. People are working hard to reclaim what's called seed sovereignty.
Seed sovereignty, meaning
Meaning farmers regaining the right, the ability, to save their own seeds, to exchange them, to use them freely, without being totally locked into buying from corporations year after year.
and how are they doing that?
Well, you have farmers joining organizations like Navdanya, which is internationally known for saving heirloom seeds, preserving that vital genetic diversity.
Okay.
And then there are groups like the Seed Savers Exchange. Their 2025 report says they're preserving over 20,000 different varieties of seeds. These are crucial grassroots efforts.
20,000 varieties. Wow.
Yeah, and it's not just organizations. We're seeing actual shifts in practice. The Food Sovereignty Journal in 2025 noted that about 15% of U.S. farmers are now choosing to use open-pollinated seeds they can save. And that number is growing, maybe 5% a year.
So farmers are actively choosing a different path.
They are. It's a conscious choice to step outside that corporate system, bit by bit. These efforts, happening right now, July 12, 2025, they're actively working to reclaim that control, to counter the dominance. It's a real movement.
Okay, let's try and pull this together.
Right. So that story of the simple seedless fruit, it really acts as a kind of warning sign, doesn't it? It shows how our food system can be subtly reshaped, turned into just another commodity, where technology and patents start to threaten not just farmers' livelihoods, but the diversity and resilience of what we all eat.
And it's critical to stress this isn't about being anti-technology, is it?
Not at all. Technology can be amazing. The real question our sources bring up is, who is the technology serving? Is it truly serving the farmers, the environment, the public? Or is it primarily serving corporate consolidation and profit? That's the heart of the tension.
So for someone listening to this thinking, what can I actually do?
Hold on.
What do our sources suggest?
There are definitely things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Well, supporting local growers is a big one, especially if you can find those who use diverse, maybe open pollinated seeds.
Good stuff.
You can also look into backing organizations like the Open Source Seed Initiative. They work to keep seeds as a common resource, not locked up by patents.
Makes sense.
And, well, push for better regulation, more scrutiny on consolidation in the seed industry. And maybe the simplest thing, share the story. Talk about it. We'd actually love to hear what you think. Do you agree with this picture or see it differently? Let us know in the comments.
Definitely. And for more deep dives like this one, exploring really crucial topics, you should check out Mind Expansion Daily.
Absolutely. Like and subscribe to Mind Expansion Daily. You'll get great information, surprising insights that really help you understand the world better.
So maybe the final thought to leave you with, as of July 12th, 2025, 11:42 a.m. Eastern Time, is this. The future of the seed, whether it's going to be resilient, diverse, and shared, or controlled and commodified, that future really rests with all of us. Our awareness, our choices, they matter.